Hey Toy Collector fans, this is Fly Guy for TekSushi.com, giving you a look at this, finally getting a chance to review him, Robocop ED-209. This is in the 7-inch scale, although he's actually about 9 inches tall. It's in the 7-inch scale for Robocop, which we've reviewed before on our channel, the NECA version. So the 7-inch Robocop. Again, if you want to see the review of that, check it out. It's on the channel, youtube.com/TekSushi. Now this goes with it. It's a companion piece, basically. Comes in this rather cool box with lots of detail of ED-209 on there. And if you don't know what ED-209 is, he's the original kind of badass enemy in the original Robocop way back in the 80s. So as it says there, we've got some sound and a couple of movable limbs, although it's not quite as articulated as it says, but it's pretty good. And that's the box. So bits and pieces on the back. Let me get it right way around, that might help. So some of the designers and people at NECA who put this together. Again, we'll put a link under the video to somewhere where you can buy it. It does require some batteries, which are pre-installed. And man, oh man, the box to get this thing out of the box is just crazy. The amount of wire ties on this thing is insane. So it'll allow like half an hour to get this damn thing out of the box. It's just nuts. So much so that when ED-209 was trying to get out the box, he must have been damaged because they used far too many of these little wire ties, and they tied one very tightly around the feet. And it actually pulled the foot apart, so it's only glue that's holding some of these parts together. So yeah, wire ties, chill out NECA, chill out with the wire ties, but great figure nonetheless. So here is ED-209. So we'll get a close-up of this guy in just a minute, but just to give you a kind of broader view from this angle, let me sharpen that up for you. So ED-209 comes with sound, so let's get that out the way first of all. There's a button on the side you can just see here, if I can there. No, there we go. And if I press it, you'll get lots of different phrases from 20 seconds to comply, to shooting noises, to 10 seconds to comply, and so forth and so on. Let's have a little blast, and hopefully you can hear it through my microphone. Lots of feet walking, and hopefully you can hear that. And some more. It's the guns whirring up from the movie, if you remember it. And one more, I think. And so forth. So there's quite a few messages in there, and I think the next one is people screaming and guns. 15 seconds to comply. We'll try again. There you go, some guns. Lots of slaughtering and murder. So, and it goes on quite a bit. Screaming, murdering, shooting. That's it, ED-209. So there's, I think that's pretty much all the sound effects you get, but these sound pretty good, and a lot of the audio just comes out that little speaker grill at the front. Look, this guy looks incredibly good for the price. He was round about $50, $60, I believe it was, but it's a very cool looking figure. And as I mentioned before, this is where the feet, these wedged feet here, it's only really glue that's holding them together to the top part of it. So they can come off, so don't worry too much if yours have come off in the box. Yeah, it's very heavy feet with just a little bit of glue. You can see the gaps in them in between there, so it's kind of nuts. So I just put a dab of glue back on, and the figure's as good as new. So now it does come with some articulation. Let's get the easy stuff out the way at the top. So it's always about flaps when I do reviews. So yep, there's flaps. Pop up the flaps, and there you go. You've got flaps that move. You'll see the arms there pull out and rotate, and they can spin round. But you'll see the join there as I close that up. So again, you can move those arms around. There's no other real movement on the arms there other than that swivel as well, which you can move down, although I don't know why you would want to. But you can indeed. So there's a swivel joint there with that other joint which moves the arm out, and then you can rotate the other arm piece there if you want to. That's pretty much the articulation. Now the head does move side to side. Now watch how far you push it. You can push it just a little bit too far and it kind of snaps out of some of the plastic holding. Not a good thing to do. Trust me, I nearly did that the other day. That's that piece of articulation. You also have articulation in that it can tilt down, so you can have him touching his toes, so to speak. There is one more piece of articulation, and that is these legs. Now, they make a horrible sound to do it, but these legs actually do rank up to you. Now, let me see if I can try and do this. You can hear that. Yep, so they make a horrible noise as if they're about to break, and they're not easy to move. So you can make ED-209 stand a little bit taller if you want to. So again, very hard to move and get down. It does get a little easier the more you use the toy, but that's the articulation on them. So not bad. It'd be nice to get the feet to swivel around to do a little bit more and get these damn things joined on, because they're not. So that was a bit of a letdown, and there is no pegs or anything that we can really see. It's all these screws. So there's obviously quite a bit of weighting in these feet to keep the figure. Now, it has to be said, even though NECA have done a great job in terms of the packaging and the sound effects, they've also done a killer job on the sculpt. So bravo, sculpting team. Really, really good. Let's get a good look at this. So I'm going to give you some close-ups of all the details, the wires, the sculpting. That is good detail. There's little bits of weathering applied on there. Even the wires look good down at the feet. It's very, very well done by NECA. So beautiful job on the team. There's just enough silver coloured metal mixed in with a blue Robocop coloured metal, which just adds to all the detail. Not a great deal going on at the back, but all the details pretty much packed up into these guns at the front. And you'll see much more of the detail if I pivot round. You'll see there's some of these bits and pieces there. So look at all the wires and the intricate detail they've put on there. It's really, really good with some missiles. The cabling is the parts that just look really good there as well. So I mean, they could have just missed that off. Hasbro would normally they make cheaper products, obviously, for I mean, that sounds terrible, I don't mean it that way, but they're making more mass market products. This one's a little bit more niche, so you can see the cables and the wires on there. That's something you wouldn't normally get on a cheaper figure. So there's a lot of detail in there, and even the grill's got this dirty kind of oily stain on it in the front of it, which again just really, really looks the part. There's even little wires and detail underneath that mouthpiece too. And this, which has always been a bit of a problem with some other figures, especially with one of the Hot Toys versions, where this was in fact rubber at one point and actually deteriorated. So nice to see this is not using that horrible method. There's not a great deal else to show you there other than inside some of the legs, and again there's detail in there. But that's it. It's pistons look good. The joints look excellent. It is a little plasticky in parts, but look at $50. It's you know, it's not the Hot Toys, and that is coming, and I've ordered one of them. So which is already going up. Some, I think it's Toy Wiz, whoever you are, $1,000 on Amazon. Are you insane? So you know, there's a little bit of greediness going on out there. So don't buy from places that charge $1,000 for something you can still get for around 500. So insane. But never mind. There you go. This is ED-209. Love to know what you think, Robocop fans. Is it one you're collecting or you've got already? Let us know. And again, we'll put a link underneath to buy this. I believe Dorkside Toys, my favourite place to get them, are getting some Robocop stuff. So check them out soon. I'll let you know, and we'll post a link on our social channels when they get some. And hopefully they'll get some of these too one day. Love to see more of these. So that's ED-209. Love to hear your thoughts and comments. Leave a comment below. If you're brand new to the channel, hit subscribe. You'll get all these reviews straight into your inbox. And you'll find lots of links underneath this video to all of our social channels and the place to buy it. So that's it. See you soon.